Is the Toronto Blue Jays' rumored mega offer for Juan Soto nothing more than a delusional, franchise-sabotaging fantasy? A reckless bid to throw $50 million AAV at a generational talent who can't single-handedly fix our glaring pitching woes, potentially turning us into the next cautionary tale of big-market overreach that buries a promising core under a mountain of unmovable money, while the real contenders laugh all the way to October? That's the scorching hot take burning up MLB insider circles right now, with analysts like Jeff Passan from ESPN torching it as a classic small-market delusion. The Jays think splashing $50 million on Soto erases their World Series pain. But it's fool's gold. Without elite pitching, this is just the Angels 2.0, wasting Guerrero and Bichette's primes on a lineup that's flashy but fundamentally flawed. And Toronto will regret this pipe dream when the Mets or Yankees inevitably outbid them anyway. Welcome back to Blue Jays Nation, your unfiltered source of the raw truth in pinstripes and maple leaf grit. I'm your host, channeling the fiery skepticism this rumor demands. Today, November 12th, 2025, we're eviscerating the buzz about the Jays prepping an aggressive $50 million AV offer for Soto, dissecting why the so-called trio-forming masterstroke is a ticking time bomb of financial folly that overvalues one bat, ignores our rotation's rot, and distracts from a sustainable rebuild we desperately need after last season's World Series heartbreak, where our starters posted a 5.12 ERA and our offense wilted to a .218 average against Dodgers' arms. This isn't about downplaying Soto's brilliance. It's about brutal reality. Pouring $500 million into a single player won't magically solve our systemic issues, and chasing him screams of a front office that's panicking instead of planning, especially when our farm system ranks 18th per Baseball America and our rotation ERA ballooned to 4.56 in the second half last year. Let's break it down, expose the hype as hollow, and project a future where walking away from this deal keeps us competitive without the payroll noose. Because in Jays Nation, we've hyped enough saviors that flopped. It's time to demand smart, balanced aggression, not salary cap suicide that leaves us rebuilding from the ashes. Let's cut through the smoke right away, because this rumor that exploded in the last 24 hours is being painted as a bold stroke to heal our World Series wounds. But a closer look reveals it's built on shaky foundations of wishful thinking and financial recklessness that could haunt us for years. The intel from sources like the Times of India suggests Ross Atkins and the Blue Jays brass are gearing up for a massive push on Juan Soto, the 26-year-old Yankees outfielder who's hitting free agency after a monster 2025 where he slashed .288 with 41 homers, 109 RBIs, and a league-leading 145 walks, earning his fourth All-Star nod and helping New York to a wild card berth before their ALCS exit. The pitch is at Soto's lefty bat and legendary plate discipline, his Soto shuffle that frustrates pitchers into walks. He's led the league in OBP 3 times, would create an unbeatable trio with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., .323 average, 30 HR last year, and Bo Bichette .298 with 25 HR despite injuries. Balancing our righty-heavy lineup that struggled against left-handed relievers, .232 average last season, and providing protection to let Vladdy feast. It's framed as the ultimate response to our World Series loss to Dodgers, where our offense managed just 3.8 runs per game, and our pitching crumbled under Ohtani's shadow. With the Jays willing to go $50 million AV over 10 to 12 years, potentially $500 to $600 million total, to outbid rivals like the Yankees and Mets. The narrative is that our ownership through Rogers Communications has the deep pockets to compete, and snagging Soto from under the Yankees' nose would be sweet revenge, preventing our AL East foe from re-signing him and weakening their lineup. But here's where the hot take hits like a 100 miles per hour fastball to the gut. This is delusional overreach, ignoring how Soto's brilliance can't mask our rotation's decay. We ranked 22nd in starter ERA at 4.38 last year, with Alek Manoah's 5.87 regression and Kevin Gausman's shoulder issues limiting him to 28 starts. Passan's evisceration resonates because it's spot on. Soto's a stud, but $50 million AAV for a guy who's never played a full season without some injury niggle is insane for a Jays team that's one ace away from contention. This is how the Padres imploded with big deals, tying up money in bats while the arms rot. We've hovered around 88 wins the last 2 years, missing the playoffs in 2024 before a surprise run last season. But our offense ranked 15th in runs, for .4 per game, propped up by Guerrero's MVP caliber year. Adding Soto sounds tantalizing, but without pitching upgrades, it's like putting a turbo on a car with no brakes. Diving straight into why the Soto pursuit is a franchise-crippling trap. The first pillar is as generational talent comes with massive risks that the Jays can't afford, from injury history to inconsistent power, making a $50 million AAV commitment a high-stakes gamble that could leave us with an untradeable albatross if he regresses, all while diverting resources from our glaring rotation needs. Soto's plate discipline is elite. His 18.5% walk rate last year led the league, and his .419 OBP created endless opportunities, but his durability is a red flag. He's missed time with calf strains, forearm issues, and hand injuries, playing fewer than 150 games in 4 of his 7 seasons, including just 157 last year amid a late-season slump, where he hit .256 in September with 4 HR. His power has been boom or bust. 41 homers in 2025, but only 35 combined in 2023 to 24 with the Padres and Yankees, and is 89. 2 miles per hour average exit velocity ranks 112th among qualified hitters per StatCast, suggesting his production relies on bob-up luck. .318 last year, above his .289 career average. That could regress in Rogers Center's variable weather. Pairing him with Guerrero and Bichette sounds like a dream trio, but our lineup already leans heavy on righties. We hit .242 against lefties last year, and Soto's lefty bat doesn't solve our clutch hitting woes. .248 with our ISP, 24th in MLB. The hot take here, amplified by Posson and echoed on Baseball Tonight, is that Soto's a luxury the Jays can't afford. His injuries and $50 million demand make him a ticking bomb, especially for a team whose rotation had a 4.56 ERA in the second half. This is like the Nationals regretting Scherzer's deal, but worse, tying up payroll in one bat while Alek Manoah, 5.87 ERA last year, and Yusei Kikuchi, free agent after 4.05 ERA, leave holes. We've invested in youth like Addison Barger, slashing .278 in AAA with 22 HR, and splashing on Soto would force us to skimp on pitching free agents like Max Fried or Blake Snell, who could actually address our 20th-ranked starter ERA, 4.38. The controversy boils over on our / Toronto Blue Jays, where fans rage. This is Atkins' desperation. Soto's great, but $50 million AAV for a guy who hit .233 in the 2023 playoffs? Fix the arms first, or we'll be the new Mets. All flash, no finish. It's a valid burn. Our World Series loss wasn't just offense. We hit .218 against Dodgers pitching. It was starters allowing 5.12 runs per game. Soto won't stop that bleeding. He'll just make the bill higher when it fails. Second, the financial recklessness of a $50 million AAV offer would strangle the Blue Jays' payroll for a decade, forcing us to gut the farm and sacrifice future flexibility in a way that turns this aggressive play into a long-term straitjacket, all while ignoring how our real path to contention lies in balanced spending, not all in on one bat. With our 2025 payroll at $242 million, 8th in MLB, and commitments to Guerrero, $28 million AAV through 2030, and Bichette, $25 million through 2028. Adding Soto's deal would push us over $300 million, flirted with luxury tax penalties that limit mid-season moves and force cost-cutting elsewhere, like non-tendering relievers or skimping on extensions for prospects like Joey Votto Jr. Kidding, but you get it. Our farm needs investment. The Cubs might not even trade him if he opts out, but assuming a sign-in trade or free agency bid, outbidding the Yankees with $280 million payroll, or Mets, Steve Cohen's bottomless pockets, means overpaying potentially $600 million over 12 years, dwarfing Shohei Ohtani's $700 million, but without the two-way value. The hot take gaining steam from Ken Rosenthal on Fox is that this is payroll suicide for Toronto. $50 million for Soto ties up 20% of their budget in 3 bats, leaving crumbs for a rotation that ranked 22nd in strikeouts, 8.4 per 9. It's how the Phillies stalled after Harper, big splash but no depth. It's dead on. We've extended Springer $24.2 million through 2026, but he hit .220 last year with declining defense. And adding Soto's contract would force tough choices like trading prospects like Ricky Tiedemann, our top arm, 3.12 ERA in minors, to balance books, echoing the Padres' Manny Machado deal that left them cap-strapped and rebuilding. The debated opinion on talk in baseball is scorching. Soto's not worth outbidding Cohen. His .288 average last year was great, but his 25.6% K rate is rising, and Jays need arms like Corbin Burns' $30 million AV. More than another bat when they rank 14th in home runs, 192. It's a brutal truth. Our farm is 15th ranked, and gutting it for Soto risks a barren system, leaving us relying on aging stars when injuries hit, as they did with Bichette's calf strain last year, limiting him to 139 games. Third, the notion that Soto would erase the World Series pain and form an unbeatable trio is a romantic fantasy that overlooks how his addition could unbalance our lineup in Vestiario, creating a top-heavy offense prone to slumps while our pitching remains the Achilles heel that dooms us in October. Soto's patience is legendary, 145 walks last year, but our team already leads in OBP, .332, 8th in MLB, and adding another high OBP lefty could make us vulnerable to righty specialists, as seen in the series where we hit .202 against right-handers. His Soto shuffle might protect Guerrero, but our clutch issues, .248 with our ISB, 24th, stem from a lack of contact hitters, not power. Soto's 25.6% strikeout rate exacerbates that, potentially leading to more whiffs in key spots. In the Vestiario, his quiet leadership fits, but our core's youth Guerrero 26, Bichette 27, needs pitching support more than another bat to change the course. The hot take from Baseball Prospectus is blistering. Soto's not the fix. His lefty bat overlaps with Kirk's, creating platoon issues, and without rotation help, this is like the 2010s Tigers. All offense, no arms, flaming out in playoffs. Comparison sting. The Dodgers won the series with balanced spending, Ohtani's deal deferred, while we be all in on bats. The controversy on Effectively Wild is that this is Jays ignoring reality. Soto's great, but our 4.56 second-half ERA lost the series. Spent on Snell, not this. It's a damning critique. Our offense ranked 12th in runs for .5 per game, but pitching allowed 4.2, and Soto won't stop that. Projecting forward, if the Blue Jays cave to this $50 million AAV temptation, it could lock us into a decade of regret, tying up payroll in an unbalanced roster that chokes in October without pitching depth, potentially dropping our World Series odds from 12% to 8% per Fangraphs if the rotation regresses further, leaving us as perennial contenders without the crown, while rivals like the Braves build smartly. Projections show Soto adding 5 to 6 WAR, but at $50 million, it's inefficient. Our farm needs bolstering for sustainable success, and this deal guts it, forcing rebuilds when contracts age. The implication is dire, Vladdy's prime wasted, with fans lamenting the Soto bust as we miss playoffs. Instead, sign Willie Adams for $25 million AAV and trade for Logan Gilbert to fix pitching. This rumor's hottest condemnation is its desperate delusion. Kill it to forge a real path to glory. In scorching the Soto offer rumor, we've exposed it as a financial trap that risks our future without addressing core flaws, reaffirming that true contention demands balanced builds, not all-in gambles. But that's my blistering take. Soto's a trap. Is this a slam dunk or a swing and miss? Drop your thoughts in the comment below. Smash that like if you're with me, and subscribe for more unfiltered Blue Jays analysis. Let's keep the debate raging.